Hey everybody, Brad C here. Today we're doing a review on the Pak-9 pistol. This one is made by Charles Daly Defense and it is in connection with Chiappa. You may have known this as the Chiappa AK9. Now the reason I got this is because I have several 9mm pistols and this is going to take Glock magazines. Now it comes taking the Beretta style magazines, the 92 Berettas, but I am going to put in the Glock adapter, which is probably the only accessory you see missing from here because I actually stuck that inside the box. But I've got some accessories here I'm going to add to this pistol. Starting left to right, we have the Shockwave blade with a CAC tube. We're going to have a detach screw that's going to replace the original. I'm going to do a review on this. Then we have a Krebs Custom Safety Lever. This is going to let me do some really cool things and I will explain that later. We have a Magpul AK grip we're going to replace. We have a 4-end accessory from Fab Defense. Here we have a couple of accessories from Tromix, and these are going to allow us to attach the blade without doing any drilling. Now here we have the folding AK stock adapter from Carolina Shooters, and this is going to allow me to put the Shockwave blade on it and fold it off to the side. Okay, let's take a look at the pistol itself. This is the box it comes in, and here we go. Safety instruction manual. Comes with 2 magazines, and both of these are going to be the 92 Berettas. They'll take 9mm. Here we have what looks like a sling of some sort. I will definitely be upgrading that. Okay, and here it looks like we have a really nice fancy lock. Just want to show you the magazine adapter for the Glock. So I'll be switching this out for this. Your factory Glock magazines will be excellent to run through this. Now for this video I'm going to be doing the review just as is. So we're going to talk about the gun, how it comes, and then the next time you see this gun it's going to have all these accessories on it. I want to give credit to a channel out there, Max Headspace 9mm. He is the guy that actually turned me on to this. I watched his videos and I'm like, I have to have one of those. And to be honest, I pretty much copycatted everything he did as far as my upgrades. I did tweak them a little bit and I added a few of my own, but he's definitely where I got my base from, and I will put a link in the description to his videos. Okay, let's take a closer look here. The AK9, of course, it takes 9mm Luger, Chiappa. I'll be probably pronouncing it Chiappa because I've got my American accent. Now, it's actually made in Romania and then it's imported by Chiappa. Like I said, it comes with 2 standard 10-round mags and a cheap little sling I showed you, but hey, they threw it in, so I'm not going to complain. Hand stop accessory. This is removable, and I'm going to remove that and put on the Mako Fab Defense one because, you know, I don't want to take a chance on my hand slipping off there. And that brings me to the barrel, which is 6 3/4 inches, and it's definitely going to be nice to thread this. The problem is I'm going to have to really crown this thing down and then thread it, but you know, once I do, I'll be able to put maybe like a linear compensator or a muzzle brake or whatever on there, and that'll just give me a little bit more room too, that, you know, if your hands would happen to slip off. You see it comes with several Picatinny rails, and you've got one of course on the top, then one on each side, and then the one down here below, so 4 total. Now the receiver may look familiar to a lot of you because this is an AK receiver. I think that's cool because now I can put some AK accessories like an AK handguard, and I'm going to replace this safety with the Krebs Custom Safety Lever. And the safety is just a standard AK safety, but the switch is up here a little bit too far to be able to access, you know, perfectly. Plus there's some other tricks that the Krebs safety lever will allow me to do. This is a heavy little gun. I mean, it's got some heft. When you pick this thing up, you're going to know you've got something in your hands. And the good news is it's also very heavy duty. Taking this apart, looking at all the parts inside, it looks like something that would be very serviceable. Now there is no gas tube in this. It's a blowback design, and I don't know if I fool taking the bolt out, but that bolt has actually got a counterweight on it instead of a gas tube. So now early on in production, I believe the pins on these were having an issue with working their way out, so you want to make sure that your pins are in there good and firm. It seems that mine are, but I'm going to double check that before I take it to the range. But that was one of the issues that people had. That, and some people said that when you put your magazine in, you should always do it on an open bolt, because if you close the bolt and you try to put the mag in, it can do some damage to your magazines. So I'm going to test that out in the field and see how that works. But the only weak point I see on this gun is the grip, which I'm going to be replacing with a Magpul. But it seems that, you know, if I would drop that, you know, this would be the first thing I would think could possibly break. I see it comes standard with a sling attachment, but I'm going to be removing this because I'm going to be putting the Shockwave blade on this. I wanted to show you this hinge top. Let's get a release button back here, pops right up and locks back into place. Now we'll remove some of this when we do some of the upgrades, but just real quickly, you have, of course, your recoil spring, then you have a buffer spacer inside here, and then you have your normal AK trigger group. Now the pullback on this is a little bit shorter than your normal AK, but you know, it's 9mm, but it feels very similar to the AK as far as the way it pulls back. Now, one thing to remember, to release your mags, you're going to use the button on your mag well there. Now, if you try to use what looks like the magazine release, this is not. This is the handguard release. This handguard is removable. So you pull that up, and the handguard pops right off. And this makes it easy to change out the mag well. You can see right here, just a matter of popping that thing out and putting in your Glock mag well and putting it right back in. Now, just when you put this back on, make sure you actually have this mag well pulled out as much as possible, and just put it right back on, and it'll go back into place. Okay, Pak9, using the Beretta mags. This is exactly how it came factory. Okay, let's see if it, yep, everything's cycled. Nice and slick. And these open sights, I was easily able to crack the steel out there. I mean, really the first couple shots, I wasn't even trying to hit it. I was just wanting to see about the reliability of this gun. Nice. It's a nice gun. I'm going to just shoot some rapid fire into the water. I just want to make sure that this thing is not going to jam if you do rapid fire it. Nice. Okay, make sure you stay tuned to the channel. I'll have an upgrades and accessories video coming up soon, and I'll put links in the info section to this video that shows any of those accessories if you'd want to take a look at those now. Make sure you like, subscribe, and you can check me out at bradctv.com.